Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit is happy here back again with Fade 01 episode 12. Just so you know, if my voice sounds different, it's because I'm suffering from like a really bad case of a sore throat right now. It's been annoying me since last night, but when I woke up this morning it was very, very bad. Hurts to swallow though. So the drink of choice today is a cup of tea. I don't know if it's like a cold coming on or water, but ugh. Hate fucking sore throats. So yeah, in the last episode, we had the three kings, three ideals, all took place in one area. The whole episode, it was really interesting as well, just getting the different sort of takes from the different kings and how they see fit to rule. And of course, like the interesting thing is that none of them are truly right. In like sort of what they say it makes to be like the perfect king or whatever. I guess the easiest way to describe it is sort of like each of them lack what the other has. So if they were able to to sort of combine all together, it would make the perfect ruler. But what I said last episode is that it's not as easy as that, and like focusing your like eggs, putting all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. It's to do both. Doesn't really fit, you know what I mean? So you have to kind of choose, depending on what's going on with your like nation and situation at the time. Like I said, in the time and situations that Alexander was actually in, that was a good way to rule. And it just depends on all of that as well. You also got to look at his noble phantasm, which is nuts. Like I can't get over how ridiculous it is. Like, I pair it up with the other ones, the other servants, noble phantasms and whatnot, and I'm like, how do you combat that? It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know if they're ever going to go back there. I don't know, because I think it's a case of like you have to go back to that area, like in the desert, in order for him to access his armies. It's not like he can just bring his armies to the fucking, into Japan. What is it? Fukuki? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's anything else to really talk about, so we're just going to get in episode 12 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 12. Yeah, a lot of interesting talk there, especially between Archer and Kira. All right, this is when he got the new fucking command spells or whatever, my first thought was like, could it be Solar? Because he was talking about how earlier in the episode about how like the Grail prioritizes the initial masters that it chose, right? And Solar wasn't one of those. And she's the only character that I know of that is like considered a new master now. So I thought maybe that he had lost his. He'd used up all his command spells, that the Grail actually took hers because her sort of wish wasn't considered worthy or whatever. So instead, the Grail would have given it, like, taken it off Solar and given it to Kyrie. Although the problem with that is, then he would be with two. Is that even possible? My point was like, if that was the case, then Kyrie would be the new master of Lancer then. And like I was thinking, well, I don't know if that's a rule or not. I don't know if having two servants is something that can't happen. But then what Archer said about taking another servant, stealing one, unless maybe all the assassins probably did die then, if that's the case. Right. So Tokyo. Right. So the whole point was Tokyomi was using Kirei as a tool to basically get all the information that he needed to come up with a plan. That's the reason why Tokyomi has always been you know, in the back doing nothing, or just formulating a plan, right, of all the information that Kira has gotten. And seeing as he was using up command spells, which is something I didn't truly realize, because servants, you know, they can follow orders without having to be given command spells, right? But that was something I didn't notice because it wasn't pointed out. So I'm guessing the last command spell or the command order that he gave was to basically give up your lives to bring out, you know, and reveal Ryder's noble phantasm. That's why they didn't fight back in the last episode. The one with the basically the girl or the woman assassin, right? She literally stood there and took it, right? I think that was the point. I think the assassin essentially was ordered to die after revealing Ryder's noble phantasm. So that's okay. Let's think about this. Okay, so if assassin's dead, right? That's it, right? So essentially, he was no longer a master, right? Because he'd done his job. Then he got given the role of master again with command spells. Yet and then that can only happen is if a servant doesn't have a master. So I mean, so a master had to have died then, right? It has to be that, or fuck, I wish I knew the rules. I wish I knew all the fucking rules of the Grail, how it works. So they were basically saying, right, that in order for him to have gained new command spells, right, he was an initial master chosen, therefore the Grail will prioritize it. That's the reason why I thought that maybe it was taken off Sola and he got hers, because she's not an initial master. And I was thinking, oh well, you know, since Kira is no longer a master and she's not a real, like, she's not one of the initial 7, that he was given hers. But then that would mean that he has Lancer. Fuck. I don't want to search it up as well, because I was talking, like, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple episodes ago, I was talking about how the sort of icons all differ and they're all different. I wasn't sure if the icons themselves relate to what servant you've got, and I don't want to search it up just in case there's like an extra thing that I haven't been told about yet. Because I don't want to spoil myself. Because I'm sure if the icons do relate to what servant that you have, then then I would be able to just search it up and be like, oh shit, well he's got this one, so this is what happened. But I feel like I'm going into spoiler territory, so I don't really want to do that. I mean, Archer, I feel as though Archer's wanting to. The funny thing is that both Tokiomi and Archer are using Kira, really. Tokiomi was using Kira as a way for, you know, Tokiomi to get all the information that he needed so that he could go through with his plan that he's formulated. And then Archer's using Kira as he's basically talking him into, I feel like talking him into becoming his new master, you know? I mean, I don't think it's any real coincidence that Gilgamesh, like at the end there, had those like very serpent type eyes. You know, I mean, we all know the relevance of a snake. You know, you don't trust them, right? So he's been talking up to Kirei, basically telling him to almost give in to his own desires, kind of thing. And by doing that, he basically, you know, it basically doesn't. Kirei won't be able to like basically determine that Archer is just playing him by the way that Archer is talking to him, right? Because he's trying to use Kirei's sort of sense of like, you know, almost like selfish desires against him because of the fact that he's, you know, he's this religious, you know, faithful, you know, servant or whatever religion he holds dear. And I think by, you know, using that sort of, using the selfish desires against him, I think he's like, Archer's almost formulating his own kind of plan, just setting himself like up to be victorious in his own way, whilst Tokyomi's doing it like, did it in a different way. So that would, oh, fuck, that'd be crazy then. If it is Archer, like, they're gonna have to do it like right, like very behind the bat. Like, they're gonna have to do it very fucking sneakily, because Tokyomi still has command spell. It still has 2, right? But Archer was given like the one that was most likely to fucking to go independent, right? Damn. Yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, I'm a bit confused as to how what he's been given command spells, but he doesn't have a serve, because they come with the Noble Phantasm, right? It's not like the Scabbard was there before she was even summoned. So no, the Scabbard was just used to summon King Arthur. I don't know if we've seen hers yet. We've seen casters, we've seen riders, we've seen archers, we've seen lancers, we've seen assassins. I think assassins was to be a bunch, right? I don't know, maybe. That's 5. We know what Berserkers is. It's the ability to basically use anything as a weapon, right? So yeah, I don't think we've seen sabers. We've seen her like do that like mad fucking. I don't know if that's a Noble Phantasm though. Was it? Fuck, I can't remember. I can't remember if they said it or not. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So Tokyomi, basically, second act begins now, which I feel like. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, because Archer has his own fucking plan going, and he only has 2 command spells left. Like, I think Tokyomi's best, like the best thing he can do is take out Caster with Archer, right? Use one of his command spells to take out, like to basically order him to take out Caster, right? That'll give him back his command spells. Because otherwise, Archer, I mean, this is the thing. Tokyomi doesn't know what he's gonna do. But I feel like the information that we know, that might be Tokyomi's best choice. So yeah, that Emiya, who was he's figured out a lot of information, especially considering like locations of I guess they're not specific because you can just move around and whatnot, but you know, the locations and Noble Phantasms and all that of all the different zones and masters and whatnot. So yeah, Archer, he says he's not interested in the Grail anymore. Because to him, it's like, it's an interesting one, because to him, it's like, you know, the Grail's part of his, you know, it's one of his treasures, and you know, it's part of his collection. But I'm guessing like at the time when that was actually considered one of his treasures, like it didn't have the capabilities that it does now. So I guess he doesn't care about it because it's not anything special, apparently. I think in Gilgamesh's head, he's like, oh, I've got everything anyway. I don't need the Grail anyway. So to him, it's just about coming out on top. I guess that's all all he cares about. So yeah. Yeah, the old storehouse thing, where the workshop where basically the new base of operations for like Saber and Iria and whatnot. That's an interesting one because I think you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the idea is that what she's saying is that she cuts off her sort of physical capabilities to ensure like her spiritual energy is like sort of like maintained or something. Just it was something along those lines. So I'm guessing that must be what it means. Is like before the whole thing even was about to kick off, it was basically stated. It's like, oh, like I was like, I've basically killed you, right? And there's nothing that can be done. So as of that moment, I'm guessing the idea of being artificial has sort of taken its toll on her body that's just not able to sustain it forever. So it kind of just eventually it just weakens her to the point where I guess her body just gets too weak and she dies that way. So I guess that's the point then, right? Damn it. She can't drift anymore. But yeah, she also mentioned Mercury as well, which I'm guessing Mercury must be like a real like an important substance in magic, because that's the second time she was talking about Mercury, and that's the same stuff that Kenneth used, right, for that blob thing. So yeah, I'm guessing that's something that's used in magic quite a bit. Yeah, and finally you had Kira, who's he's basically the I think everything that maybe he denies, like this idea of like, oh, this happiness or whatever, that he actually gets joy in being curious and fixated on somebody, especially like Emiya and even Carrier. It's which I didn't see that coming. Like, has that ever been the case? Like, have we seen that yet? Like, I can't remember a scene where Kyria was like even talking about Carrier. Like, I can't remember that ever happening. So the fact that Archer picked up on that apparently, I don't know why either. I feel like there's similarities between him and Emiya, but Carrier are just like, it's just a dude. He's just a dude. I don't know what I would. I don't know why you'd be so interested in Carrier for. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. My brain isn't working right since I'm getting this cold, but yeah, he's fixated. That's his sort of like that's the joy he has, even though it's not really expressed. He does get joy from that kind of shit. And yeah, and now it seems like he's going down the road of being selfish. He's doing things for his own gain. But we'll see where that heads. That is all for this episode. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One of them is a Discord. Get yourself over there, join the community. I'm over there as well, so come and feel free to talk to me and all the community. My website, SirMonkeySuit.com, is down there as well. You can find all of the reactions that I've ever done on that site over there. There's also a forum. If you become a member, you can actually post in the reaction recommendations page, and the top 10 most liked shows will actually go into the next poll for whatever I'm reacting to next, so make sure you go over there and do that. And Patreon, I do have a Patreon. If you don't want to subscribe, if you do want to, wait a minute, what was I going to say? How do I do this again? I forgot. yeah, I do have a Patreon, so if you do want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. There's early access, so you get access to shows a week early. Also, you get 4 episodes of Fate and Psychopaths as well, and obviously whatever comes after them, you get 4 episodes of those as well. So yeah, if you're coming for more reactions from me more frequently, early access is the one to get. That's $5 a month. $10, that's the full length, so you get access to my full length library. Everything I react to gets a full length. Exclusive tier, that's $15. So for that, you gain access to a bonus show, which I'm currently reacting to. As of right now, it's Mob Psycho 100, but once this comes out on YouTube for the general public, it'll actually be something else. So make sure you go over and see whatever that is. $50, when you pay $50, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It'll go at the back of the list behind about 7 shows, so it might take me a while to get around to it. But if you want to jump the queue and go at the very front so that your show gets reacted to next, and you want to get God tier, which is $100, and yeah, that means that your show will be reacted to next. Yeah, that is all. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.